Hello, dear students. So now we would move ahead in first chapter of class 10th geography, that is resources and development. So today we would talk about the resource planning in India. If you see the historical background, you will see that the colonial exploitation was there only in those areas where the resources were in huge amount, like the iron and the coal, where the iron and coal such resources were in huge amounts. So there was the colonial exploitation, like the exploitation by the Britishers, that was there in those areas. Okay, so starting from the colonial advent, there has been various resource planning taking place in India. Okay, so how the resource planning is taking place, see, there are various steps for that. Okay, so the first step is identification and inventory of the resource. So suppose here we have found some resource. Okay, so at the first step would be, there would be a survey for that, there would be a mapping there would be the measurement, how much resource is there, that all would be measured in the first step. Okay, this involve the first step. So first step involve identification and inventory of the resource. So here we would survey, we would there would be the mapping, complete mapping of the area. Okay, there would be the quantitative and qualitative estimation and the measurement of the resource, how much resource is there. So that all would be done in the first step here. Okay, and in the second step, so this involve, I can write here, this involve surveying, mapping and measurement of resource. So first the resources would be measured there, how much resource is there, so there would be a complete mapping there. Okay, there would be a complete survey. So that involve the first step. And if the first step is completed, then we would move ahead towards the second step. Then we would evolve the structure for that, how to harness the resource. Suppose here we have found some resource. Okay, now we would evolve the technology to harness the resource. Now, like now, suppose we have found here the coal or the magnesite. Okay, so we would in the second step we would evolve the structure and the technology, appropriate technology to harness the resource. So that involves the second step, that is the second step. And in the third step, now we would match the resource development with the overall national development. So whether the resource that we are harnessing from area, okay, so whether the resource development is matching with the complete overall national development or not, that also would be done in the last step. So this is how the resource planning is taking place in India under these three steps. Okay, yeah, so just note it down, then we move ahead. Now if you see, there are various steps that has been taken for the resource conservation, because this is very important. Okay, because if the resource conservation would not be there, then the resources which is there right now would not be there for our future generation. Okay, so resource conservation is very very important. Resources are also to be conserved. Okay, so various steps has been taken for the resource conservation. Like in 1958, Club of Rome was established, that the Club of Rome was established, that also worked around the resource conservation. Okay, then in 1974, Schumacher has written a book. The name of the book was Small is Beautiful. Okay, in that book there was also means that has been written about the resource conservation there. Okay, then finally in 1987, under Bretline Commission report, so there was the concept of sustainable development, our common future. Sustainable development means using the resources right now in such a way that the resources are still available for our future generation also. Okay, so there was the concept of the sustainable development, our common future, in the 1987 Bretline Commission report. So these are some steps which has been taken for the resource conservation. Okay, so that's all for today. Would be discussing some more important lectures of the first chapter of geography. Then till then, stay tuned and keep watching. Thank you. Have a great day.